Welcome back to the Super Tuesday Recap Podcast with your host Chris here, and I've been having some brilliant and really great guests fill in for Dpalm, but the man is back in his spot, in his co-host chair. What's going on, Dpalm? How you been, man?
Yo, it's wild because I haven't been in front of a microphone in 2 weeks, and I think that's the longest I haven't in a couple of years now. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate the talent you brought in.
Oh, what are you talking about?
You could have swung down a little bit. I'm like,
you felt a little.
I got nervous. I was about to check the reviews. I'm like, what if they say some shit? No, they wouldn't. I was nervous checking the reviews.
I'm not gonna lie. You did have I was like, man, I hope he brings the A game because we can't. We had some Shanna, Justin and Rod, man. They really stepped in and helped, man. So yeah.
You know how Dpalm spin zone that for me though. You had to go to the big leagues to replace me.
Oh yeah, no, I did. Yeah, I couldn't.
So I made that kind of ego boost, which is good.
No, it is. I couldn't just get I shouldn't get some random nobodies. I mean, I had to bring in some. I had to bring some heavy hitters for this, man. I just couldn't. Come on, man.
That was basically that was Azrael Batman.
Yeah.
That's what you guys got there. Like I broke my back. I was out for a little bit. I'm reminding you why I matter.
Yeah.
I do want to say this before we get too deep into it. This is the first time I'm recording since I did take my hiatus. Thank you to everyone who reached out and congratulated us on the wedding. It was the best day of my life. I'm going to talk about it more, probably way too much because you guys are going to get sick of it. But hey, I got the microphone.
I mean, it was a life-changing thing.
Yeah, just thank you to everyone who reached out, man. And it's being married is dope. And I figured out one thing. I'm way more annoying with a wedding ring. I'm a fidgety movie guy, and so when I tap my finger now, I get an audio feedback, which only makes me want to do it more. She hates me, but I think they should get used to it.
I mean, it's kind of early, man. It's kind of
I'm having to keep my left hand lifted so I don't tap my desk while we do this.
See, so dude, I'm just saying, it's a little early for her to hate you already. It's gotta wait until at least a month or two, yo.
See, and that's where you go wrong. See, love fades.
You gotta get it in early.
People you loved as a child, you don't love as much anymore. But things that you hated as a kid, you still hate. Hate endures, man. Hate is the good foundation of any good relationship.
Oh man, let the hate flow through you. I mean, yeah, I know we have the fucking. I know Star Wars comes in next month, so I mean, yeah, just keep that in mind. So,
look, it's the middle of the trilogy. This is gonna get dark,
right? Oh yeah, of course. Oh, and here's the thing: they've already announced a second trilogy, so who knows how the first one ends?
You could go three middles, just 3 empires in a row.
Right.
And then pull it out late. Oh, by the way, the heroes eventually win, but we put them through some shit.
Yeah, I mean, never forget that the last Star Wars film they killed all the heroes. I always like to bring that up when people say, it's Disney. I'm like,
that's a really good point.
Last Disney film, they murder all their heroes.
They murder everyone.
And it ends with a horror.
Every named character dies.
Right. And it ends with a horror story and a horror show with fucking Darth Vader. So I'm just saying.
Basically alien with a lightsaber.
And
in a corridor.
And if we're really thinking about it, the last fucking in The Force Awakens, they fucking murdered Han. They murdered Solo. They had him stabbed by his own son. Just
Oh, I know. I remember.
Come on.
I was very upset.
Right. Come on, guys. It's just that's people should forget.
I will say this.
That's also Disney.
I will say this. I just figured this out as you mentioned the second trilogy. You know what they're doing. They've turned Star Wars into Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes.
That's what they've done.
Oh, and they're going to do a TV show too.
And as someone who doesn't watch Game of Thrones, I'm here for this.
Well, it's Game of Thrones with lightsabers,
which is inherently better.
I mean, just saying. I mean, oh, you know,
Because
Game of Thrones has dragons. Ooh, dragons. Oh, okay, well, you know, fucking Star Wars has fucking lightsabers. Lightsabers beat dragons.
Have
So I'm
you
just
met
saying.
a Wookiee?
Just saying. Yeah. Like
there are dragons on Tatooine.
People forget, like they casually talk about Wookiees tearing the arms off of people in Star Wars, right? That's something that's casually thrown around.
What's the rule? Let the Wookiee win.
Right. Right. Just
not because they're generous losers.
No. They might tear your arms off in a fit of rage. Just saying. All right, folks. I know we're all over the place. We haven't even gotten to what we're talking about today.
It's good to be back.
But it's good to have Dpalm back. Anyway, we're here to talk The Flash Season 4, Episode 6. When Harry met Harry, or as I like to call it, the Council of Ricks. I'm sorry, Council of Harrys. Council of Wells. When Native American artifacts collectors are being attacked by a meta who brings inanimate objects to life, Barry turns to a surprising ally for help. Not really surprising, he's been training him. Harry enlists Cisco's help to determine the identity of the Thinker. I swear to God, whoever writes these synopses in fucking IMDb is just fucking terrible. I was like...
No, you know what, and I get it because I've seen how they write comic book synopses. You have to kind of, solicitations, I should say. So you have to kind of add the mystery, but yeah, it's honestly like they're written by someone who's never seen the show.
Right. It's like, who could it possibly be? Oh, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Could it be? I don't know.
Did you write last week's?
Right. Just what the fuck? I don't know. What are we doing here? Can I just say, so again, I think I can't remember if I brought this up with you. I think I did. We brought this up about how, hey, you know, we get it. They got rid of Wally and it got sucks and blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. I really love Barry trying to teach a non-speedster how to be a hero. And it fucking works for me. The mugger conversation at the beginning of this film, at the beginning of this episode, when they're getting mugged, and they're trying to have a conversation. He's like, okay, so how are you going to go about stopping him from mugging us? And the guy's like, hey, dude, I got a gun. What are we doing here? What is this?
Look, I'm being honest about this episode. This one was a miss for me.
Really?
A real big miss. It was the first miss of the season, which is fine. You're gonna miss, but you're right. I like that bit at the beginning. But there are like parts of it I still enjoyed, like the bit. You're right. The mugger bit, really enjoyed that. I'm a huge fan of how they're using Dibny.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Because you and I had spoken earlier this season about how they're lightening up the show almost. They're trying to bring it back to season 1. I think they went too far this episode, but Dibny inherently lightens the room because you're conditioned to not take him seriously.
Right. So I can definitely see how this episode's a miss because it is more filler, but it feels like, especially when you get into stuff with the whole Council of Wells thing and shit like that. To me, it feels like this episode was really about trying to. It's like I'm trying to think of the episode that happened in season 1 where it was like that with Barry, where they trying to get serious, like, hey, Barry, you're not taking this seriously. Like, you got to save. Trying to teach Dibny, hey, listen, you got to save the innocent people. You can't just go after the hero. It's bigger than being a hero is bigger than just putting the bad guy away.
I think it was the Captain Cold episode.
Oh, you're right. There you go. That's what it was.
Because it ends with him on the train, right?
Is it? Yeah, because that's when you see him. I think that
he vibrates the whole train.
No, cause I think it was. Does he vibrate the whole? No, because there's another one where he didn't. It wasn't when he vibrated the train. He saved everybody in the train. He couldn't vibrate at the time. I don't think.
But he had to save him or catch cold, and he decided to save him.
Right. And I think that's what they try to do with Dibny here, and it kind of makes sense because this character is feels like so selfish. So right. I'm with you. I like how they used him in this episode, and how they didn't waste time with him because he's kind of been this. You know, you see him. He's kind of selfish. He's not hero material. So I like that they get this done in one episode. You know, where you start the episode him not understanding that, but in the episode he understands. Hey, listen, you have to save the innocent people first. You have to sacrifice yourself, put yourself in the line of fire, and sometimes that means letting the bad guy go to save one life, right? And I think that was I think that's the whole entire purpose of this episode. And I think you're absolutely right that it didn't need to be a whole episode.
Right. Yeah, and I get the larger things you want to do and kind of force some growth on Dibny, but that's a note you could have struck over a course of episodes, and obviously we don't know where they're going, so I can't tell them how to pace their story. But I just think that it plays a little cheap when he goes from okay, so he is an ex-cop and then he's kind of a dick. Okay, his powers, he's really a dick. And now he's just flat out calling women by measurements, which he's never done before.
That was a bit weird.
They were adding new character traits so that the change would be more impactful. But you could have done it. You could have paced this out and done that. Jimmy's a dickhead slowly over the season. You could have had the resolution as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but like I said, it felt heavy-handed.
So the measurement things made sense when he was hypnotized. That made sense. I gotta understand that.
That was funny. It made sense, right?
That one made sense. But when he did it to Caitlin, I was like, the fuck?
You're not hypnotized anymore, buddy. You've met her before, multiple times.
Right, and it that one did feel weird, and it also felt like he didn't do it on it. I don't know. That one was kind of a jarring one there. Like you said, I think they leaned too far. It's one of the things is okay, you got into that well too many times. We get it. He's a fucking dick. But this is somebody that's weird. There's somebody who's with him and he's worked with her and am I the only one that when he? So did you see that little stretch thing they did they add onto these episodes where they have these little extra? They're not. I don't know if they're part of the episode, but they're
commercials.
They're little commercials for him. So when he went to talk to Caitlin, I was like, oh,
the commercials for Windows or whatever the fuck they're selling us.
Right, and I was like, God, don't tell me that they're gonna do a whole Dibny fucking Caitlin relationship. Don't do that. And then when it turned out he was trying to figure out how to make the little balloon animals for the little girl, I was like, oh God, thank God, because I still fear that they're gonna try to go that route with Ralph and Caitlin.
But I think they've actually spoken about it. Someone's mentioned it on screen how that's kind of her thing.
Yeah. So you can't do it.
Keep them away from it. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Right, you can't do that. Don't. It's weird, and I actually like what they're doing with Caitlin's character this season, and I think putting her in a relationship kind of cheapens that. At least, especially with somebody like Ralph. I
agree 100%.
He's a dickhead. Don't do that, and then don't make him.
The world needs dickheads. It's fine. We get it.
Well, yeah, the world needs dickheads, but it's well, the other thing too is one, why does she always got to go to Caitlin? Because Caitlin also had the thing with fucking Julian, It's come on, just stop. Don't do this to Caitlin.
And before that, literally the big bad.
Right. Please don't do this. Don't do this. Like I said, I think that for me, while the episode doesn't offer much in terms of plot and story beyond this, one of the things I'm weird. Do they even give this meta a name?
No.
Yeah, so that's a weird thing too. It's
well, they were trying to tell 5 stories, I think.
Right. It's just
I think kind of just got away from them a little bit.
Yeah, so you didn't get her a name, and then it was kind of a serious story too with her being and I'm hoping this actress is actually Native American. Isn't.
I refuse to look because I don't want to be disappointed.
I looked it up, and only thing I could find is they do say she's multiracial, and I was like, I've been burned before in that before, so I don't And that's where the whole thing got kind of weird with me when I realized she's supposed to be a Native American activist, and I was like, guys, this is.
I think I said word out loud, oh, really?
Yeah,
that's the play.
Just You know what it was like? It's like how I'm gonna feel when Arrow decides, because they're gonna do it, when they decide to do their Black Lives Matter episode. I'm just gonna be like, guys, you should have had somebody there to tell you not to do that. That's how I kind of felt with this one. I'm like, I just don't know how I feel about that. Like, and because everything else in the episode, like everything else in the episode, is comedy. So the Dibny thing is comedy. The Cisco and Wells thing is comedy. But then you have this villain who you honestly are supposed to feel some kind of, and I think they've done this with all the thinkers, just about all of the menace the thinker has created. You kind of feel something for them. They've all kind of been,
you can be sympathetic,
right?
Except for Ralph, of course.
Right. Exactly.
Which, oh my God, it's almost like it's pulling that.
Yeah, I know. So, but like,
writing's not that good, guys.
Right? No. And then so you get this character, and I'm just like, oh, that's the thing you went for. Like, again, not Native American. I can't speak for anybody who is, because it's not my culture.
But I feel like it's an issue big enough not to be played in the background of an episode.
Exactly. Like
hey, look, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just one of those super leftist dudes. I don't know, but feels like he gave it a bit more attention than that.
Not only does it feel like it needed more attention than that, I felt like it was kind of stereotypical when they were trying not to be. Like, you ever see one of those things where people are trying?
I've got a word. It's tokenish.
Yes.
It felt token.
Yeah, it did. It was just like, see, guys, we're aware. I'm like, no. Like, it was at this moment, you know what I immediately thought of? I was like, I don't want to give you guys, like, subscription to Safety Pin Box, because, I'm not sure you guys are really understanding how this works, because it just felt off,
It was one of those, who's going to tell him? You going to tell him? I can't tell him. You got to tell him.
Right.
You tell him.
You know what it is? It felt like a bunch of white people going, "Oh, you know what? I donate." Just like, yeah, that's not how that works.
Awkward as shit. Like, ooh, what do we do now?
Yeah, this is not how it works. And again, I think that the other pieces are there. Like, it's fine. I just think that the villain was deserved more. Like, I think she deserved more for what they were trying to do. And then you lock her up and put all this stuff, and they have Dibny sending the necklace back to the Sioux tribe to begin with. And I'm just like, couldn't you guys have maybe, I don't know. It's not how they've handled the other villains in here. And again, like I said, I immediately noticed that, like, they might have kind of thrown a name at her before, but they didn't have Cisco give her a name. So, like, none of the team really took it as a serious villain like they have everybody else.
Because there was no, like, all hands on deck in the speed lounge, or what the fuck they call it.
Right. Literally, like, Cisco and Wells were off on their own little Rick and Morty adventure.
But to be fair, theirs was the one that was tying to the season arc.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But that goes to the other thing, too. If this character, like, do they even... What was her? You know what? Because I'm getting mad. Not even saying, like, no, they just had Mina. They didn't give her a fucking name. She was just Mina. They could have tied it.
What, honestly, I'll say this: if there were better writing, they could have said that, oh, this is showing that there is a sympathetic side to her desires and plights.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do that.
Well, it's kind of like what they did with the other pretty much everyone else that they've kind of tied to the thinker and stuff like that. You even have the thinker kind of going and saying, like, yes, I'm, like, for instance, when it was what was the bad luck chick, was it Hazard? When it was Hazard, you were like, yeah, you had the thinker kind of going, hey, listen, I'm testing her powers out to see how her abilities are going, right? To see just how much damage she can cause to Team Flash and blah blah blah, right? I don't think I can't remember what they did with Dibny, but again, he's not a villain, so they didn't treat him that way. But with everybody else, you kind of have the thinker kind of doing that. In this episode, you have the thinker kind of saying, oh, and talking to the mechanic on some, oh yeah, well, I know that I'm right. I know this is how it's going to end. I know how yeah, they're
I
gonna
like the trick you did with the conversation.
yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, that's great. But the problem is, none of it tied into the actual Tamina. Like they didn't even if Team Flash didn't tie the
Black Bison. She calls herself Black Bison.
There you go. That's what it was. Black Bison. If it wasn't for the team finding out that it was dark matter in the statue, there would have been nothing to tie her to, and then the Black Bison symbol on the jacket when Dibny went to be hypnotized. There's nothing to tie her to the Thinker. Like it was nothing there. Right. So it's just like, even in that respect, it's one of those things where, oh yeah, we're trying to be inclusive, but you literally treat it different than everybody else you did. So it's not because you treated it differently. And so, yeah. And I don't know, it's kind of weird. I did and again, like I said, everything else around it though is funny. Back when when they're at the crime scene and Joe goes, remember back in the day when we couldn't calmly consider a stone statue, when we wouldn't calmly consider a stone statue our prime suspect? And Joe's just like, no, I don't remember that, which makes sense.
Honestly, not anymore.
Yeah, it's been 4 years, so no, I don't remember that. I don't. And so yeah, I mean, like I said, you get some. I'm waiting for them to put some color into that that Dibny suit, because they got my man out here looking like Blank Man, yo.
Yo, it's great, but it's a nod to like early elongated man stories.
Oh no, it is. I'm just saying
But
when he goes, yo, so my suit's underneath this tarp, and Cisco goes, your suit is a tarp. What are you talking about? Like this is it.
But think about how depressing that'd be for Dibny. Like, I know Cisco made great points about, hey, I did you this. It's experimental. You should say you're welcome, and you're right, I should. But
I mean,
fuck Cisco.
Like, if I'm Barry, I tell Cisco I'm not going out with him like that, yo. Put some color in it, something, yo. I'm not going out here like he looks like. It looks so terrible, man. It looks like the bed intruder or something like that. Yo. It's just, what the fuck, man? Oh, that costume is so terrible.
I got nothing.
It's so bland. It's just like they ain't put no red in it, no nothing. Just like I get it, but it's just like, oh man, they gave him a Trading Wheels costume.
That's exactly what it was, and I don't know, man. It just, for me, I thought that this. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I have no rationale outside of it. It just didn't hit for me. This episode didn't.
No, it makes sense. Like honestly, didn't hit for me, even though I thought it was funny and it made sense. The whole the Rick and Morty spinoff thing with the whole Council of Wells thing. It's
great.
Again, singular by itself is great. It did nothing to this episode. Like, it does nothing.
No, you know what it didn't do? It didn't bring back Cowboy Wells. I'm interested in Cowboy Wells. Wells the Gray. Interested in that.
Yeah, I actually kind of wanted Wells the Gray. I kind of
There's some magic in this science. Let's do this.
Like, I kind of did want some of the other Wells out there that he kind of hung up on.
Oh yeah,
like, cause
I do want to say that I really enjoyed the ending stinger with the mechanic and the Thinker coming to the door like as normal people.
Oh yes,
because now we're gonna see like Barry deal with like just the preview for next episode. Just watching Barry be convinced that this guy's evil and everyone else telling him he's crazy.
It's a guy in a wheelchair. We've done this before, guys. Are you serious? Like, that's what I'm waiting for.
That's what got me. I was like, a wheelchair again. I'd have been like, I'd have pushed him over immediately.
Right? Like, that's what I'm waiting on.
Prove it.
I'm waiting on somebody to go, but come on, Barry. These guys in a wheelchair. It's like, Wilson in a wheelchair. Like, are we seriously?
That's how they get you.
Yeah,
that's how they get
right.
you.
That's literally how they get you. Like,
very strong wheelchair opinions.
Like, and I'm waiting for him. He's gonna push him over. Now get up and walk. I can't.
I'm not a bad person. There's a very strong opinion.
Right. I get the purpose of the episode, and like I said, to me, I like the little moments and the funny moments, like when they were talking to like that Mad Max fucking Wells, and they were talking about like, well, we can't just go out. There's all these baby devos. We can't go and kill them. It's like, and they're like, baby violence solves nothing. Well, I disagree. which you know what? Let's hear them out. Just saying. Just saying.
Babies. Just saying. I've spoken about this before.
Yeah, I'm just, baby's a little terrorist. Terrorists in the making. So I'm just saying, let's hear all points on this one. So, and I also do like the thing I like about it is, again, I think both of the little plot lines they had in this episode, the one with Dibny and Barry, it was the whole purpose of that was to show the character growth of Dibny. In this episode, and the Wells Cisco thing, the whole purpose was to get that moment where Cisco kind of tells Wells, it's like, you don't like yourself. You don't like yourself, and that's part of the problem. It's like you surround yourself with the other people. You got anger, but the problem is they're each a part of you, and so you saying that you don't even like them and they're stupid, you don't need them. You're basically kind of you're aiming at yourself. Like you hate yourself. You hate who you are, and you don't trust yourself. And so I think while it's a quote unquote filler episode, the whole purpose of the episode was to get those minor plot points for both those two characters.
No, I get and understand. I don't know. I think it's just one of the ones that missed for me.
No. I mean, I think it all makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It makes sense that it wouldn't hit because again the way that they put it together. But this is the thing. I think this is kind of like season 1 where there would be like an episode or two that didn't hit, but we knew it kind of served a character purpose. But you still had fun with it, right?
Right.
So there you have it. Let's see. And oh yeah,
we gotta talk about her, don't we?
Yeah, I love about the For the Love of Jeff Goldblum. Stop with the dinosaur at the end. Yeah. I mean that's what this is. It's just filled with little references to other things, and it's what it is. So,
but that's you know what it is. That's normally Legends Lane.
You're right. You're right.
Legends does it better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the things that you find this very awesome with Flash. Sometimes it tries to enter other lanes that it's not suited for, and I'm hoping they don't try to out funny Legends because again you can't.
Because you don't have McRory on your show. So.
You don't have the it just doesn't it's not going to work, and you can't out Arrow. So yeah, you got to find.
Although you tried the last 2 years, didn't you, buddy?
Oh man, did they try? They really did.
Barry's literally the bad guy.
They put the effort into that one, didn't they? They leaned.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Andrew Kreisberg, showrunner for The Flash.
Yes, I brought this up last week, but yes, there's more stuff came out about this. So yes,
right. He's officially been suspended indefinitely. And you've had Stephen Amell, Grant Gustin, Emily Brett Rickards, and entire writing staff come out, and while they're not speaking on, I guess, quote unquote, ongoing HR or whatever, they're all, saying the right things at the very least about an inclusive and progressive workplace.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started seeing the people were speaking out, I was like, I'm kind of nervous.
Stop celebrating. This is gonna burn closer than you think to everything you love.
Well, no, I'm talking about when I saw when they first suspended him last week. I started seeing Stephen Amell speaks out. I was like, ooh, and I didn't want to read it, but then I saw that they were all the men have basically been supporting the women that were speaking out as well. So I was like, oh, thank God.
Oh no, the first one, Amell, I was like, he married that Texan.
Yeah. Well, and they've gotten in trouble before for some of the things, like not.
Oh, I know. That's why I was like, all right, I'm gonna look, but I'm not gonna judge. I'm just gonna look.
Right. But they've done a good job. Like all the stars have come out and said something, and spoken out, and particularly the women and the men have kind of backed them up on this. So definitely a big elephant in the room because, yeah, I mean, I look at it this way: if you watch a show or watch a movie that involves a male showrunner or a male director, producer, or somebody involving some kind of man, they probably fucked up. Just be prepared.
You know what? The probably is fair.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
We're there.
We had George Takei came out, with the whole thing with him, and that went south quickly, I don't even know the guy. I would never do such a thing. Buddy, you were on Howard Stern not too long ago saying you did this exact thing. And then you try to blame Russia. You try to blame Russia hacks. Oof, dude, you're just crashing and burning. So, yeah. So,
the lesson, as always, keep your dick to yourself.
Keep your dick, keep your hands, keep your everything. Just stop. Yeah, just yeah. So, yeah, they say suspended indefinitely here, but from what I've seen, that just you're gonna get this. You're gonna be fired. You need to be fired soon because
he's suspended indefinitely as they work out the how they fire him legally.
Yes.
Same thing happened to Patino when Louisville finally got sick of being embarrassed in public and fired him. It was like, oh, he's on indefinite leave so that we can figure out the best way to fire him.
Yes. You know what? Let's do this here because I didn't get to talk to you about this yet, and I don't want to save it for this weekend because we do have to. I haven't seen the last 2 episodes of Inhumans yet. I'm waiting to do that this weekend. But how about that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. trailer, man?
It's fun. You're not gonna trailer me to death, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No, sir. I know it's coming. Let's get it there. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We're like 2 weeks away. I can't wait to.
I'm very ready for that.
I can't wait. It's gonna be so much
fun. I actually may or may not have been rewatching the last season. I may not have just been in the middle of the finale when we started this call.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I can't wait for this. So, yeah, okay. So there you guys have it. Like I said, lukewarm episode, but again, I'm still very happy with the direction of this season. It's gonna be so much. It's gonna be interesting. You can go to YouTube to see my early review for Justice League, and we'll have a full review coming out. And we were gonna record our Thor Ragnarok spoiler review, but I'm tired, so we're doing it this weekend as well. But when Dpalm eventually sees Justice League, we'll do a spoiler for that one. But my thoughts on this season.
Y'all all saw that tiny stunt right there.
It's not even a stunt, really.
You all saw that tiny stunt.
It's not really a stunt because it's.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying. You have to say that.
I guess I can say. You know what? It's a stunt because I can say I didn't pay for it. So it's that. So I gotta go that direction.
That was rude.
But no.
Wow.
The reason why I bring this all up is to say you see the direction they're going with the Flash this season, and for the most part, it's all been hitting out the park, and the change in tone and then change in direction is working, and that's kind of how also I felt about Justice League. It's like, hey, it's not hitting out the park, but they're going in the right direction, and you see it.
I'd like to remind everyone listening that he also gave Batman vs Superman before he straightened up and told the truth. He said it wasn't that bad.
Okay, so you know what? I want to address this right now. If you go back and listen to that review, actually, and hear me talk about that review, in that, at no point I'm basically telling you guys, yeah, man, there's a lot of, like, I go into a lot of problems with that film in that review. Like, I am not, like, on the fence of...
How many stars you give, or whatever the ratings was?
It was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, after me going, I mean, a lot of you guys aren't going to like it.
My now wife.
Hey, I didn't tell you. At no point did that review say bring your girlfriend and yours. Like, come on, man. That was not on me.
She can just go. She enjoys these movies.
I think. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm saying it to him right now. I think you lied on me. I think you lied on me to Susan. I think you tried to tell her that I thought it was a good movie, and I did not technically say that.
Wow.
I don't think I said that.
You know what can I do? Let's say, technically, someone who knows he's in the wrong. Let's move on. Technically, you talking technically on me? Let's move on.
I'm just saying, technically, I don't think I ever said it was a good movie.
Again, you're doubling down on the technicalies.
Yeah, I'm doubling down. I'm problematic here. What can I say?
Not a good look. I'm just be real with your
What can I say?
Technically, not a good look.
What can I say? Anyway, couple things before we get out of here. We're gonna be recording our mailbag episode before Thanksgiving, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So you have some time. Send your questions in, comic book questions. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to, by that point, have some questions you want to say about Justice League. Please send them in. We'll fill them then. A mailbag at mtrnetwork.net. We'll be talking comic book stuff, movie stuff. There's definitely going to be a DCEU conversation because I'm eagerly waiting to see what that opening weekend's gonna look like. It's gonna be interesting because if it's the number I saw today,
tracking says very soft.
I don't believe that number. I cannot believe.
Why not?
I cannot believe that number because if that number's true, look, the number is 110. If it opens at only 110 this weekend. You put that entire universe in rice. You stop production on every fucking film you're making right now, and you stop it right then. Just stop. I'm sorry. 100
plug on Aquaman. I don't care how deep you're into it. You get out of it.
Right. We take the loss on Aquaman. We take the loss
just eat
right
that
there.
You eat that. That one's like the old Fantastic Four. It never got released. That shit will never see the light.
Like, bro, like 110. Like I saw some people go, well, right now they have like they're looking at like 350 million world. I'm like, it's 110 opening weekend.
Yeah, by the way, the people justifying the 110 are my favorite people in the world.
Like, bro,
that's proof you can tell anyone anything.
Well, it's like when people try to justify Wonder Woman possibly opening under $100 million, and I'm like, no, like that's not good. Like, in what universe is any of that good? That's not a good thing. So, yeah. If it opens up 110, we have some problems. Lucy, we have some problems. So, yeah. What happened to one of my channels? That's weird. So, all right, but yeah, send us an email at mailbag.mtrnetwork.net. And we have a lot of other stuff. We have the Gifted. I gotta watch the Gifted this weekend. We're doing that on Saturday. So we got a lot of stuff coming out there. Just subscribe to us, Super Tuesday Recap. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube. We're putting a lot of newer content out there. I'm gonna have some stuff on Wally West coming hopefully next week. So go to youtube.com/MTR Network. So again, folks, thank you guys very much for listening. Until next time, we're out of here.